What happens if I...
Hello and welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer, USA Soccer. 6-5 penalties over Costa Rica. What a game. Just ends. We're going to have some reactions. We're going to talk about it. We got that to talk about. We'd love your thoughts on the game. As you can see, a nice new little chat box here. Throw your thoughts in there. We're talking about that game. 2-2 final, and then it goes to PKs. 6-5 USA win. Each team led, but neither could finish it in normal time. It went to PKs and decided by the USA. We're also talking of FIFA Club World Cup games. We're talking about how PSG absolutely routed Inter Miami. My word. Let us know if you watched that one. Oh, and by the way, the English Premier League has now become Americanized. Yeah, there's a couple of changes there. We're going to talk about that as well. News, rumors, and a lot of other stuff. Let's jump in.
What? And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends. Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
All right, what were your thoughts on that game? USA up and then down and then, oh my word, the USA, Matt Freese comes to the rescue. Some big saves there. Keylor Navas made some saves as well that were pretty nice. But all's well that ends well. USA, I thought, played okay. Really struggled in the last 15 to 20 minutes. I thought Costa Rica stepped it up. They put some real pressure on, and I tell you what, 3 inches away from a loss there as Martinez from Costa Rica hit the post. Had Matt Freese frozen on the line. But USA could have wrapped it up earlier. Want your thoughts on the game? Was it good? Was it bad? Are you looking forward to the next round? Or is this put a little bit of uh-oh in your step? Nate, we all watched the game together here in the studio. What's your thoughts on that, buddy?
You're so negative.
I'm not negative.
You're like, 3 inches from a loss. You could say the same thing about Costa Rica twice, 3 inches from a loss.
Agreed?
But, when in doubt, you just gotta Bundesliga it out, baby. Because Cologne-born Damian Downs does it again. Or actually for the first time.
I was like, wait, for the first time, maybe.
So we got the Cologne goal-scoring song in his honor that hopefully it won't get pulled due to copyright rights.
I think you're okay.
Because I'm talking over it.
I don't know which one of you two was more excited on the Matt Freese save at the end there, and then Damian Downs putting the ball in the net. I don't know which one of you was more excited. They were all in the same room.
I guess no emotion.
We're watching it, and I'm not.
Unless it's England and then you cry or Villa. That's it.
Then he's still negative. He's like, we only won by 3.
Yeah. You didn't play well enough.
How you're the most negative guy that always says they're going to win no matter what. It's really weird. And
that is strange.
Honestly, I think Freese made a name for himself today.
Yeah.
I think you really did, Nate. I think you nailed it, buddy.
Tillman made a name for himself today.
Yep.
I will say Freese did. For me, the jury's still out on Tillman.
I don't think the jury. I don't know what you're talking about, man. He played great, physical, all over the field. Had an assist.
I will say the same thing I said last week. He is in the 26-man roster, but I hope he's not anywhere close to the starting 11.
I just said made a name. I'm not even. I think his assist. He played well, and I think. Honestly, I think Luna played extremely well.
Oh, I thought Diego Luna, his hustle in the middle of the field was great.
Arsene made a case.
Sure.
We'll see. That's the problem is Arsene plays a position that is very heavy, if you ask me. But Luna and Tillman play positions that aren't as heavy. So
I'm going to disagree on the Arsene. I'm going to agree with you on Tillman. I thought he played great. Freeze, great. Arsene, though, the first goal, obviously he gave away. Everybody will see the penalty he gave away, right? Okay, fine. That's not where the problem started, though. I know he scored a goal.
He's player of the match.
I don't care. The first half, he had a nightmare. They should have pulled him. If that's in any other game, I think they pull him. I mean, the first goal, he's trying to make up for his own mistake, because he missed the ball at the halfway line. He went to kick it and he missed it. It went under his foot. The team comes down and he's trying to make up for it. I'm not sold on him, to be honest.
Well, let's get
I'm
a
just not sold on
third-party,
him.
non-biased opinion. Brooks,
Yeah.
weigh in on Arpson. Hold on, weigh in on Arpson. Let's read the premise, though. Craig doesn't think he's good. I'm kind of saying he's making a name. And let's ask you, do you hate MLS, yes or no?
No, I don't hate MLS, but
Okay,
I'll
so
give
he's
my
with
honest
Arpson.
opinion. Max is a very good attacking left back. Does he do everything that is required against a bigger national team to play in a World Cup? I'm not sold on it right now. I think, Robinson, Tolkien, and some of the other guys, you know what I'm saying? But he's played well enough in this Gold Cup to say, hey, September against Korea and Japan, why not, if he has an opportunity, why not give him a shot? Why not give another shot against some other friendlies with some other guys to see how he fits with the team? As we talked about before, Nate said, I like this team. They're not, listen, they are not our top guys, but they are very bonded together, and there's a lot of camaraderie, and you can tell that it's a team that fights. It's what we didn't see in the Nations League.
So, here's my thing. Everyone kept, first thing, Robinson is your clear starter. He's probably one of the best left backs in the world. Well, maybe between him and Davies, if Davies ever heals from Canada abusing him, which will be interesting if that guy's got a job.
Right.
Anywho,
we're going to talk about that. It's on the list. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Everyone was asking, or there was a lot of criticism, about Pochettino going into this. And I said, let's get to some real matches, and then let's see what's going from there.
Yes.
Because I think part of that formula, if you're a good national team coach, is not what you put together in friendlies, but what you put together for a string of games in a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you and I are saying the same thing. I'm ignoring you because you're negative, but you and I are saying the same thing, which you kind of like this team, and based on what you're seeing and the grit and that's part of it. That's why you play friendlies and maybe not play to win friendlies, but to determine what you have. So then when you're having to put together a string of matches in a short period of time of 30 days, you know what your players are. And kind of what I'm looking at right now.
Sure.
I think he job done and very successful, if you ask me.
Yep.
I'm going to agree.
4 out of 4 wins.
I think job done for Pochettino, the staff. They're moving forward.
I'll give you a hand clap, Pochettino.
I have still a little doubt, but things like today, getting the job done, getting them through. Let's get to the next round here. And let's go move forward. Because we've seen upsets happen in this tournament. Look what happened to Canada. We're going to talk about them losing to Guatemala.
There are a lot. Panama lost. They were supposed to beat Honduras.
There are upsets that happen here. I honestly, 7 to 10 days ago, said we are going to be an upset. There's going to be an upset, and we are going to be involved in it, and it's going to be unfortunate. But proven wrong. We've moved forward. Happy to see that. I'm very happy with that.
It's a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Yes.
So you have to put together the right formula of players to go through it. That's part of being a good national team coach. And I always bring up Klinsmann. I know you hate him, and
I like him.
Okay, there you go. And I still think, and I still say to this day, what he did in that World Cup was assemble the right players, the right formula of players.
That's what it comes down to.
In order to get out of a group of death and actually compete against one of the top 10 nations.
And that's what a coach in this situation needs to do. It's not the best players in the world who can show up for your country. It's the players who can show up for your country and get you through to the next round and get you closer to winning. Because, listen, if we had 11 Christian Pulisic's on the field, we ain't winning a game, right? We're just not winning a game. That's not how they build. We have 11 Tyler Adams on the field. We're not winning a game, but a Tyler Adams, a Christian Pulisic, a Matt Freese or a Matt Turner back there, a Chris Richards, a Diego Luna who's showing up, maybe a Tillman, a Wea, a Musia, what's his name? I forget that. McKennie. Those are the players when they put it all together. But then you do have to, Nate, you're right, put another player in there because you're not going to be playing Argentina 3 times. You're going to be playing a Saudi Arabia or a Nigeria or a Senegal or an Iran or
Morocco.
or a Japanese team.
Yeah.
And you need a different combination. That's why the 26-man squad is so important. And Nate, you're right.
It's not 34 games over 10 months with
Right.
prep time.
Right.
It's
Right.
it's
Quick.
10 games over 1 month.
Yep.
And by the way, after 3, there is no prep time because you have no idea who you're playing.
Right.
Correct.
So it's super important. And Brentford's gonna love Pochettino once he starts that new job.
That
It's gonna be
rumor was
so good.
where there's smoke, there's fire. I'd like to see, because a couple of the big outlets picked up that rumor. Now, Pochettino did come out and say officially, no, there's no truth to this at all. I'm not interested. Whether there was some talk between him and Brentford we'll see, but that'll come out in the future. But it's interesting where that came from.
Can I take a stab at it?
Go for it.
So in the age of social media and the first person wins,
Yep.
I think what happened was I bet they did reach out to him to talk to him because I guess they picked up his special set piece coach or someone that used to work for him. So I bet they reached out to him to talk to him about that player, and someone heard Brentford reach out to Pochettino, go. Right? And didn't finish the story. So I do believe that they probably reached out to him, and I do believe that maybe he didn't get back to him, but I bet it was under the premise of talking to the guy they just hired who used to work for him.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. It's fair. Is he interested in the job? Probably not, but we don't know. I don't see him leaving. I see him finishing the job here. And that's regardless of if they win the Gold Cup or not.
So,
Go ahead.
So
I
me-
wanted to take to some players here.
Yeah. No,
Lead us off.
last thing I'll just leave before we go to the player side is, you have to feel pretty satisfied if you're Christian Pulisic. You're the guys that haven't been playing, but you're seeing success in this group and camaraderie and togetherness. And again, some of those guys were whoever it was, there wasn't any names, but there were guys in Nations League that Pochettino had issues with, and I don't know. Was it Christian? Was it Weston? Was it Was it Weah? Was it? Some of those guys couldn't play. Some of the guys that, didn't want to play, because of rest reasons. But does this kind of strike a new, emphasis and just kind of new energy into the group that, hey, he's brought these guys together. I think we can make this work with the right guys that play.
I think it has, and as they say, winning solves problems. When your team is winning and everybody's winning, everybody's happy. That's when problems get solved. So, everything else until this point is under the bridge, water under the bridge. We move forward, and the instant they lose, those problems will get flared up again. But for now, happy to see everybody be happy and the problems go away. Let's jump in. I do want to talk about a player or two that stood out for you. I know we talked about Matt Freese. I really think he put a good foot forward, especially in that shootout, obviously.
Yes.
I really, really liked the off-the-ball work from Diego Luna today. His hustle and to try get into the box every single time the ball got down the flanks. You could see him hustling. I loved the fact that he was coming towards the ball, one touch, turning the ball, taking two touches. I thought he played really, really well, in my opinion, against a tough Costa Rican team who like to hold and get a little chippy.
Yep.
That's the player for me that stood out. Nate, I heard you earlier say Tillman may have been the player who stood out for you.
Tillman, and I think Tillman and Luna.
Okay. Yep.
Luna. And actually, my younger brother Jimmy called his assist. He said he was going to score a goal, but he called it an assist. He's like, watch. He goes, he said right at half. He goes, he's going to come in. He's going to make up for that missed penalty. Mark my word for it.
Yeah, and he did well.
You did well.
Brooks, anyone who stood out for you? Who was your player that stood out and that you'd say, you know what, I'm happy with the performance?
The guys you named, I think, were the top guys. I was happy with Alex Freeman. He got forward a lot more today. He was willing to dribble inside a bit more. He's a young kid. He's 20 years old. This is the first time he's been with the senior national team. But you can see, listen, is he better than Dest going forward? No. Is he better than, if you put Weah back there or McKennie? Probably not, technically going forward. But it's nice to see a young 20-year-old, and, maybe he's the next one for in the group for the next World Cup. Maybe he plays well at Orlando, he gets sold overseas, and, he gets into the group even more as he continues his career. So that was a positive. Ajiman's Ajiman. He's a big body. There's just something about him. He just isn't quite there.
I don't like him.
He hasn't done it for me. It just, I'm not even.
The only thing it gives you is he's physical with big center backs, which they don't have other guys that can
Right.
do that. They're off the ball runners like Brian White and all the they're in behind. They're not gonna. I mean, they'll duke it out as best as they can, but Ajimon can go 12 rounds with these center backs.
He will mix it up with a big center back, but unfortunately, he just doesn't bring anything else to the game for me. I know he works hard. I know he puts himself about, but he just doesn't bring anything to the game for me. He doesn't come back, lay the ball off, turn well.
Yeah.
He doesn't get into the box. He doesn't. There's not a single player, a striker, that I can say, Ajimon is just like this guy. He's just like a Drogba, or he's just like a.
He's not even like
he's
a tenth of what Altidore was.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Altidore was your big. I can come to the ball. I can hold the play up. I can bring my team in.
I can score in different ways.
But I can get into the box and I can score with my head and I
Yeah.
can bang around with other big center backs. But I also have a good touch on the ball.
Yeah.
That's just not Ajimon.
Correct.
That's just not what he does.
The problem that I think you have is I think you have to continue riding him as a starter, though, in this tournament.
Sure. I mean, you go with that hand, right?
Yeah.
I think you have to do it just because he's been the guy. He hasn't been doing well. And maybe you start cutting his minutes, but I don't think Downs is ready to be a starter.
Agreed.
No. But he's good off the bench. He gives you a
He's
spark.
good. And that's what I mean. I think maybe you start cutting back on his minutes, but I think you're kind of locked into to have him ride out the rest of the tournament, see what he does.
Agreed.
Yeah, and Brian White, you bring every once in a while if he needs a rut, whatever. I mean, those are two good. Downs is the more physical guy, for sure, if you're going to battle with tougher center backs, for sure.
Yeah. Overall, boys, I was happy with the performance. I was happy with the level of play that the players brought. I thought the coaching staff did well with some of the subs there. I was happy with a little bit of how they showed up, how they sparked them in the second half. They were doing a team talk and they come out and there's not too many faults I can put on the game right now on the team. So
when it was that
nice performance.
When Armstead made the boo boo in the first half with the bad tackle, he took it, tried to get it. It was a good. They didn't take it as a negativity. They responded. They went forward. They kept going. Dagaluna shoots it, deflects off someone, and as you say, Craig, a goal is a goal. Doesn't matter how it goes in the net.
Yep.
But that's beautiful. You take a chance. A lot of guys in the past wouldn't take a shot like that, and you take a shot, hit someone, it goes in the goal.
Yeah, I think Luna's been told, get the ball. If you're in the box, we want to see
have
you.
at one.
Have at it. Put your foot through it and see what you can do, and it worked out well.
Yeah.
All right. So, any final words on USA winning 6-5 in penalties overall and moving on to face Guatemala in the next round of the Gold Cup? Any final words for this one, boys?
Nothing other than we got Guatemala, who's ranked 106.
Wow.
106. But, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Canada's proven that. Anything can happen, but, Canada sucks anyway.
We're going to talk about Canada in about 2 seconds here. Brooks, final thoughts?
I would say I think he continues with the same lineup. Maybe he tweaks one player. Maybe there's one or two, but I think it's the same lineup. And it's nice to have a goalkeeper that plays and starts and is challenging Matt Turner. It's just we've always had goalkeepers in the U.S. where we've always been 3 or 4 deep.
This is the first time in 25 years I'm really worried about the goalkeeper position.
Yeah.
And I will say Matt Freese kind of took a little bit of pressure off of that today with his display in the penalty kicks.
Yeah.
But we've just never had that issue before, right? It's been a while, so you're right. But hey, man, good. I like it. All right, let's move forward. You heard us mention it there. Canada lost to Guatemala in penalties. It went 7 rounds of penalty kicks. Guatemala come out on top. Jesse Marsh, listen, this, however you want to put this has been a terrible performance from him and his team in this Gold Cup. I'm thinking at this point, Canada they're going to come back to the Canadian Soccer Federation and come back together and go, did we make a mistake here? Did we make a mistake hiring this American who seems to be off his rocker at the moment? He's getting red carded. He's yelling about stupid things. He's saying things in the media. I got to be honest, fellas. He might be lucky to be coaching in the 2026 World Cup for Canada. They may release him before that if he doesn't get on the straight and narrow here. He could be in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, Canada just needs kind of an injection of energy, and that's kind of what Marsh has given them, especially with all the video stuff with the men's and women's national team and everything. And
You don't want a coach who's going to be an embarrassment, right? Like he's
that's just how Jesse Marsh is. Like Nate said,
Really?
he's just gotten super crazy ever since
hold on.
like, you know.
You're acting like this is like there's some history here. All right, so let's go. Before joining the Canadian national team, give me one incident he's had with the other 3 clubs where it was considered off the wall, zany, weird, like he's been having.
I mean, he wears tight pants for one thing, you know. So there you
It's
go.
your thing.
But I mean, he was pretty energetic at Leeds. Like he was very outspoken. You know, like he's just a very outspoken person. You know, he's a Princeton grad that's very outspoken. You know, and he's always looked at as a player. If you look at highlights, and he's very much like that. So
We're not talking about energy and riling a team up and motivating them. We're talking like quasi weird, scrupulous stuff, like playing a player that he knew medically wasn't fit. And
Yeah.
like
no, I get that aspect of it, but
Coaching-
like the recent events of like all these shenanigans and what he's been saying, and you know, he goes on public television and he talks about
that's the thing. Going out and on television.
Canada, and then he makes comments about the USA. I mean, like, is he trying to create a rivalry? Sure. I think Stu Holm was on Alexi Lawless's podcast, and he was saying he loves what Jesse Marsh has been doing. He wants to be a top-tier team in CONCACAF. He wants to battle with the United States and Mexico.
yeah,
and-
get past Guadalupe. Or
Sure, yeah, yeah, of course. No, that's fair. But for me, I don't know. It makes it interesting. CONCACAF is always interesting to the USA and Mexico,
Yeah.
and there's been no one else really. Maybe Costa Rica throws himself in there every once in a while, but I don't know. It's entertaining.
How bummed?
He violated rules by coaching from a press box.
Yeah.
Knowingly.
He's all over the place right
Like
now.
that's
He's
what
gonna
I'm
have to
saying. Like
rein himself in.
it's not like I could care about the comments. The comments, fine,
Sure.
whatever. Fine, whatever. Sure, Canada.
He tried to out
Ivy
League people.
You made a World Cup once. Good job. Like now, do it again, and then maybe we'll talk about it, buddy.
Having said, I don't think he gets fired. I think they keep him.
I think he'll rein it in. I think he'll go, okay, I need to calm down. Let's just get back to the job here. Let's do this. But how bummed are you guys that we could have seen Canada versus USA in the next round of the Gold Cup and really had a very competitive game that I want to see us play Canada again. We lost to Canada last time. I want to see us get some redemption and play Canada and beat them. I'm a little bummed that Canada sucked and lost to, as Nate
Guatemala.
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe was
Guatemala.
in this tournament. It's just Guatemala, yes.
Yes, Guatemala.
Yeah.
I'm bummed. I wanted to see us play Canada, and then I wanted to see us play Mexico in the final. That happens. But anyway, you're right, Brooks. Maybe the Canadian Soccer Federation and Jesse Marsh just go.
They like
"All
the
right,
attention."
Hold on.
Their attention, you know what?
There's good attention and bad attention. I
Yeah.
think Jesse Marsh is gonna go. You know what?
Yeah.
We're good. All right, I'm good. We're gonna chill. We got some friendlies. That's it. We're good now. I'll be a good boy.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. He'll
You can't
show up.
quiet Jesse Marsh.
You can't. Well, I think he's going to quiet himself here. But that's going to be the best way forward.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk about some FIFA Club World Cup. I don't want to get too much into it. There's a lot been going on there. I know. But today's game, PSG played Inter Miami in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Wow, that was a dominating game if I've ever seen one. 4-0 final. Could have been 8. Messi played well. He came alive in the second half, I think, as PSG officially took their foot
Would
off
you like me to
the
read the
pedal.
stats for this?
Yeah,
one?
I would actually. If you could read those stats, please.
Sure, there you go.
Go
All
for it.
right, shots 19 for PSG, 8 for Inter Miami. Shots on target 9 for PSG, 3 for Inter Miami. Possession 67% for PSG, 33% for Inter Miami. Passes 733 for PSG, 360 for Inter Miami.
Double, more than double. My word.
Yes. Let's see. Anything else? 7 corners for PSG, only 3 for Inter Miami. Yeah.
It was a masterclass, an absolute masterclass by PSG. João Neves, 2 goals. Barcola ran the back line of Inter Miami ragged. What a player this young kid is. Just Vinta in the middle was incredible. Kvaratskhelia on the left, Oh, I tell you
So
what.
Seattle did better against them than Inter Miami.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
This game reminded me of a classic match I saw once of basically a bunch of 30-year-old men playing against a group of their 8-year-old kids. And it was a masterclass showing as they just moved the ball around with ease, and the 8-year-olds couldn't even catch them. And I think they outshot and scored them too. I'm just so surprised that what we could call arguably the best team in Europe, because they won a thing called the Champions League,
What's that?
beat the ever-living piss out of an MLS team. I am super shocked. Like, I didn't see this one coming at all. Like, everyone was like, "Ugh," and I'm like, "Ugh," and it was, there you go. Hey, but I bet Munich probably struggled against that Brazil team, right?
No, not so
Oh!
much.
What?
No.
No!
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Come on!
No, weird.
Are you telling me that these European teams are walking through these other teams now? Hey, remember when somebody was like, "Hey, the South American teams haven't lost to any of the European teams, huh?" And I went, "Yeah. Wait till the game matters."
So we got Palmeiras will play Chelsea,
Yeah.
Yep.
Palmeiras is gonna get Paul
and then
pumped.
Fluminense plays Inter.
Yeah, Fluminense is gonna get set on Fluma fire.
Yep.
Yeah. Does Monterrey beat Dortmund?
No.
No, Monterrey.
I don't know. Sergio Ramos is playing.
No, Dortmund will come out and actually put their foot down. Yeah. Listen,
Hold on.
there's a reason some of the best teams in the world are
Can
in
I
Europe.
read the games
Hold your minute.
Go for
Click
it.
on the stats for me, stat boy,
for
You
today's
know,
game? Flamengo
yeah.
Bayern.
because I know what they are already. Read the goals. How quick did they happen? Go.
Let's see. There was an own goal, so that in the 6th minute, so Bayern was up 1-0, and then
Yep.
Harry Kane scored in the 9th,
Yep.
and then Goretzka scored in the 41st.
Okay, so game
And Kane in
over.
the 73rd.
So game over in about like the 40th minute.
To be fair, the stats: 12 shots to 8 for Flamengo. 50 dominated possession, 51-49.
Which half?
Just the whole game.
Yeah, which half was that possession in?
I don't know. But anywho, so
Look at the XG there, buddy.
All right.
they don't have that on mine.
Listen, I mean, it was bound to happen. The Bayern Munichs, the PSGs, the Inter Milans, they come alive
Can we call
in
those
the
the
later stages of the
Hey,
tournament.
Pep Guardiola said he liked that he got to see the other clubs play other clubs from
Yeah,
other
okay,
areas.
cool.
I liked it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah.
not completely shitting on you know what, but I
Sure.
liked it. But now is when the real competition happens, and it's just
I think there could be.
It's the second Champions League essentially.
I think there could be one upset.
Okay. All right,
It's
pick it.
the Champions League again.
Exactly.
The Champions League.
Again.
Put the trophies heavier.
What? Give me an upset. Give me that upset, Brooks. What is the upset?
Of the
you're gonna
ones
pick?
remaining,
Yeah, of the ones remaining. Give it to me.
Yeah, what's that upset there,
Come
buddy?
on.
I think Fluminense could beat Inter Milan.
Oh, you remember
It's the
that
old.
Inter Milan?
It's the old men.
They made it to the Champions League final, right?
It's the old men
Couple
versus
there.
the younger guys, though. So that could play a factor.
Huh?
All right. There's a lot going on there with the FIFA Club World Cup.
But yeah,
A couple more games to go. We'll keep track. We'll talk about the big ones as they happen. We got a lot more to get to here, guys. I want to talk about the Americanization of the EPL. More things from American sports are being put into the EPL.
yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of people who are too happy about this. And then we're going to talk about some news and rumors, and we're going to do all that right after this.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh, wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right.
That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh? Oh,
Mannequin.
oh. Sorry, sir.
Hug, what are you doing?
Big thank you to our sponsors and our friends. Big thank you to Soccer World. Soccer World there in the video as you just saw. SoccerWorld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. Listen, youth soccer is starting back up again pretty quickly here in August. Some people have tournaments in July, but get out to Soccer World and get your kids some new boots because my kids have grown through their last ones. It's incredible. Big thank you to Next Level Training as well. They are the best trainers in the country right here in Metro Detroit. Next Level Training. Thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. If you've been injured or if you need to do some baseline testing, hit up the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Big thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing. We will be doing our second soccer trivia night. We are going to be doing that in July. I believe the date is July 23rd. Don't quote me on that. I got to put that out there. But July 23rd should be our next date, soccer trivia. We had about 50 people for the last one. It was a blast. We were drinking great beer from Dog and Pony Show Brewing. We had the MI Social, football social group from Lansing come down and do a bunch of the trivia. We had a great time. So
Tottenham Hotspur.
yeah, the Hotspur group was there. Oh, the Red Devils were well represented.
Yeah.
That group as well. So Dog and Pony Show Brewing has been kind enough to host our soccer trivia. Big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. MichiganJaguarsFC.com for more information on them. They are one of the fastest and best growing clubs in the country. Find out more information about the Michigan Jaguars at MichiganJaguarsFC.com. And by the way, if you're a coach, if you're a director, if you're someone who's involved with a club in the youth level, even if you're not at the youth level, you're at any level of soccer, hit up the North American Soccer Expo, August 1st through the 3rd, right here in beautiful Novi, Michigan. We'll be there.
It's kind of like,
We'll be there.
hey, there's a really cool event going on in your backyard. Do you want to go?
I do.
It's in your backyard,
We're hosting
You
a sleep-
don't.
We're hosting a sleepover
but
here.
it's by your backyard. Why would you? That's just silly.
We're going to walk across the
Hey,
street to it.
question.
Yes.
Do you have to go to Chicago to get to the North American Soccer Expo?
No, I have to walk across the street.
Oh, hey, question.
Yes.
Do you have to get on a plane and fly to Philly and possibly almost get COVID?
I do not.
No.
Actually, that was Baltimore that I think we almost got COVID. A whole bunch of people came back mysteriously in 2020 from flying in a plane to Baltimore, Craig.
No, I didn't do that.
Do I have to fly in a plane to Baltimore to go to North American Soccer Expo?
If you want to take the long route, yes. But if you want to take the short route, you just walk across the
Oh,
street.
I just had curiosity. Do I got to fly in a plane
Nope.
to California?
Nope.
North America Soccer Expo.
Nope.
So it's in my backyard.
Yep.
What do I got to do?
You got to go to NorthAmericanSoccerExpo.com and sign up and register. You don't, because I already registered you.
Yay.
We're all in.
I thought I was on the not allowed in list.
That is, yeah, I'm
You're on the
negotiating.
VIP list.
Craig, Brooks, Nick Darren, Anthony, go ahead, coming in. Yeah. Come in.
Everybody
Come
in.
in. Hey, Jalis, we don't have you on the list.
Yeah.
We don't have you.
Oh, and by the way,
But I work here. I got a shirt.
No, still not on the list. Our good friend Alexi Lawless will be there. We're going to be hanging out and drinking beer.
Does he know who I am?
He does.
Is he creeped out by me?
Yes, he is.
Damn it.
Part of the reason you're not allowed in the North American Soccer Expo.
Makes so much sense now.
It all finally came together for you. All right, now we're going to talk about why do we need to Americanize the EPL? The English Premier League is one of the best leagues in the world. Why do we need to bring more American things into it?
Hey.
I don't get it.
Who told you this was going to happen? Who told you?
You did.
Not
Yeah,
just
we
me.
did. Yeah,
Not
both
just
of
me.
us. It was both of us.
Did we get the skills competition that Brooks so loves his All-Star games?
Not yet.
Skills?
It's coming though.
Yeah, I'm
Not
rooting. I'm
yet.
pulling
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for that in the playoffs. We got the playoffs.
All right. What is happening at the EPL? So here's what's going to happen. There's expanded media coverage that's going to happen starting this year in the EPL. What does that mean? Well, halftime interviews with players and coaches as they're coming off the field. That's going to sit really well, I'm sure, with some of those players and coaches.
This is the worst idea ever. By the way. Did no one
Ever.
watch, before you finish, did no one watch like any of the documentaries when they showed halftime? Like anyone at all? Like anyone where those cameras are on, did no one like click that and go, hey, I'm going to watch All or Nothing Manchester City. I want to see what they have to. Oh, my dear God.
Yeah.
Okay.
The players want nothing to do with the media. They want nothing to do with the fans. They want to get into the locker room, the changing room, and they want to be able to change their shirt. They want to get a nice cup of tea if it's cold outside. And then they want to take on instructions from the manager and the assistant coaches. It's all about preparing for the second half.
No.
This is a terrible idea, Nate.
No. That's if they're winning.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If they're losing, you're storming in, you're kicking a water, you're mother effing some like center back if you're the forward. The center back is then at your throat because you missed the goal because you're the forward. Midfielders are in the middle. Then the coach runs in. He probably flips a whiteboard. Again, go watch any All or Nothing. This is Leeds, the Wrexham
This makes
stuff.
for great TV.
Watch
Nate,
any of this.
Pretend We Are Soccer is down 1-0. We're coming off the field at halftime. We're entering the locker room. You know what? I'm going, Nate, what the hell were you doing? You're supposed to mark their man. And then you yell back something at me.
I'll tell you what I'll yell back. You got that button handy there, buddy?
The bleeping button.
Okay, ready? And
We have a bleeping button.
And this is usually what I say to the forwards at halftime. Hey, why?
You can cut.
And the cut to cheese.
Oh.
How dare you say that to me? I am a forward who's working very hard watching you defend, and you're not doing a very good job of it. And that's what I would say to the interviewer as they asked me how the first half went as they're coming off the field. Anyway, so, all right, halftime interviews. Halftime interviews with players and coaches. What else is going to happen? Interviews with players who get subbed off the field. Who gets subbed off the field, and then you have to go give an interview?
Yeah. It's great. It's great entertainment.
How happy are those guys? How happy is that forward?
I'm going to let you finish, and then I'll give you my perspective.
How happy? Yeah, because every forward getting subbed out is super happy. Like, especially like, yeah.
Are you fucking, you're subbing me off? I'm the only one who's doing anything. You know what? F you, coach.
So
put that on your.
I just want to be clear. I hate all of this stuff that happens in any sport. In any sport. I hate any sport that does the going to halftime, coming at it. Let's talk to the coach. Because it's always the stupidest thing and the same thing.
You need me to bleep you?
No, because it's...
Okay.
We got to work harder.
Stupid. Yeah,
guys, we got to remember what we did over the week.
Yeah, if you're down, you're losing. Yeah, we got to work a little bit harder. We got to dig a little bit deeper. We got to get if you're winning. Yeah, we got to work a little harder. Got to maintain that lid. It's just like and you could tell nobody wants to do it, and I just hate it. There's no useful information. It's stuff I don't know. I would love somebody prove me wrong. I want to meet the person, the individual who's like, man, I love me some halftime.
Yeah, seriously.
I love that 30 seconds of that coach whizzing on by, trying to run up or whichever way he's going. I love it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I tune into these games.
I don't know anyone who likes this.
I agree. Am
I wrong?
There's one other piece, Nate. There's one other piece. So, dressing room broadcasts / interviews. So after the game,
the broadcast one is the interesting one for me. The other ones are just like,
Okay,
I think you can get some good like footage from that if you want to put it in stuff and whatnot.
Guys walking around in towels?
No. Like just like if there's a speech after or whatever, like with the guys circled around, and the coach is giving them if they're win or loss or whatever. Well, that's the only intriguing thing for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, they showed that, like, in All or Nothing with Guardiola and whatnot. Sure. You know, they showed, like, I'm really disappointed. Like, he'd slam. And then there's sometimes where you couldn't even get the camera in the locker room because he was so upset or whatever. You know, like, that stuff for me is interesting. The other two are like, you know, I wouldn't. I'll give you one I would add, though, that I do
right,
like.
Before you give me the one you add, though, I will say that, Nate, I don't know if this is you, but after the game is done, after my team has done playing, and we've won or we've lost, I could give two about what the commentators have to say. Like, the game is over.
Sure.
Everybody's walked off. They've clapped. You know, the players have clapped to the stands. They've done. You know what I do? Click.
Yeah, it's off.
Either I'm going to the next game or I'm turning it off because I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sticking around going, oh my God, show me the coach talking to the guys afterwards. This is going to be so cool.
I mean, it's just extra content for them to post on social media.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
I don't think they need it.
That's what it is.
Give me the one thing you would like to see added, buddy.
All right, here we go. It's going to involve a little of the Premier Lacrosse League here.
Oh, good God.
No, but I'm going to tell you what.
And
I like
let's
what
go to
do.
commercial break.
So, coming out of the half sometimes, or coming out of like a TV timeout, because they do TV timeouts there. They have a little monitor on the side.
That's
of
probably
the
going to
field.
come next year for the Premier League.
Hold on.
Right.
Well, yeah, I got to for sure. I hope that doesn't actually, because that would totally ruin soccer. But they have a little monitor and they have a little board where they'll bring a play over and they'll kind of go through, like, take me through that goal you scored or that assist or whatever. Like, come in at halftime, if you took like a player and they were legitimately like actually gonna say, hey, like I saw him that's why I flicked him in behind and whatever. Like, that stuff's interesting to me because it's coming from a player's perspective, not just the commentator on what he thinks the player thinks.
I see where you're going with this,
Yes.
100%. Have you ever listened to
could be
Cole Palmer talk? Cole Palmer is as dry as the Sahara Desert. So, Cole, explain this goal to me. Well, I received the pass, I dribbled, and I shot to the lower left-hand corner.
Well, you just got to pick the right people to interview.
They're gonna struggle, but it's gonna be who scores the goals for Chelsea. Palmer usually, or a guy who
Maybe pick the guy that
who can't speak English properly. I mean, I get where you're going.
That was the only thing that I would add that intrigues me is when a player actually runs it through. Now, some of the ones in the PLL are pretty dry for some of the guys, but some guys do a great explanation of explaining what they saw and why they made that decision.
I think what they should do is exactly what the Bundesliga does.
Give it to me.
None of this.
Yep. You mean like they did prior to this year?
And will continue to do so.
Yep. I agree. Because you know what's next? A skills competition and an all-star game. And the year after that, playoffs.
Wait, I
We're
forgot
talking
the
about
one
playoffs.
thing. We didn't add one thing. They allowed the cameramen to go on the field for the game celebration. I believe that was one of them too. That's good coverage.
That I'm okay with because then they just get a different view. Yeah. They get the view of the guys jumping on each other with the fans in the background.
You know what I want? I want camera guys on the field during the game at some points. For the balls on one side. Oh, man.
But Brooks, here's what's going to happen with the guys, the cameraman on the field.
You can't go all the way, but you can go like somewhat on the. Yeah.
What happens when a team scores? They come over to the corner flag.
Everyone always goes to the
Everybody goes to the corner, right?
Yeah.
But what the cameraman's going to spin around, he's going to get the team celebrating and the fans in the background. And what's going to happen in English stadiums when they realize, all the fans realize that the cameras are on them? You know what's going to happen?
All the bad gestures.
Oh yeah, and then they'll start throwing stuff.
Yeah.
It's just welcome to England, friends.
Yeah. I do like those ref cams though they use in the club.
I don't mind the ref cams.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. You know what the funny thing is?
You know what
you can actually go, referee. How the hell did
you miss that call?
Why did you need VAR for that?
Yeah.
It was right in front of you.
Yeah.
You can see it.
But it's a cool angle, like when I was watching some of the replay from the Chelsea LAFC match, like you could see a guy spin someone and like in real time to see how quick it is.
Yeah. The speed of the game is incredible at that level. Nate, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I don't like any of that.
Oh, okay.
I think they're experimenting with that in the Bundesliga. They've experimented with that in the Bundesliga, the ref cams.
No, they didn't. No.
I read an article and I wrote something on it.
Yeah,
they did.
They probably experimented and never used it. I never seen a German league do that.
Neither have I. Anyway, that's...
It was a Dortmund match, I believe. I think it was a Bayern-Dortmund match.
They did go to saying what the VAR call is. Like
they do. They say. They read why.
Which I like that. That one I do like.
Yeah.
That one I do like.
Well, the Americanization of the EPL continues. We'll see if anything changes.
It'll change constantly.
We'll see. Yeah. All right, moving on, fellas. Here we go. Some news and notes from the week that has been going on. Cristiano Ronaldo, 40 years old. Cristiano has agreed to a new 2-year contract with the Saudi Pro League. His club, Al Nassr, which will run until 2027. The announcement ends speculation that Ronaldo was planning on leaving once his contract ended at the end of June. The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner moved to Saudi Arabia in 2022, and the deal reportedly worth up to $200 million a year. Earlier reports, not yet verified, suggest his new contract could now be worth $240 million per year. That is a $40 million per year increase. How did he do in the Saudi Pro League? Well, he scored 35 goals in 41 appearances across all competitions last season and was the SPL's top goal scorer for the second consecutive year.
Shocker.
He has netted 99 goals in 111 games for Al Nassr. The Portuguese forward has set his sights on reaching 1,000 career goals, where he's currently at 938 for both club and country.
So the goals count towards his total in the Saudi league, huh?
Yes, because it is a pro league and he is. Yes, and why? That's why.
See, some people would make fun of MLS about that, but MLS is more of a pro league than the Saudi league.
I'm gonna agree with you, but I mean that's why he wants to stay in the Saudi league.
Yeah, just to break numbers, right?
He wants to get to
Be the first 1,000 goal scorer.
And the $240 million.
Has anyone scored 1,000 goals?
No.
Okay.
One day, it will be Ronaldo.
Give it about a year and a half, it'll be Ronaldo. All right. Record-breaking World Cup. The 2026 World Cup is set to be the most lucrative sporting event ever staged. With FIFA's revenues projected to be $10 billion. FIFA expects to bring in $13 billion over the 4-year 2023-2026 cycle, almost 75% more than the $7.5 billion over the Qatar 2022 cycle. FIFA's income is expected to rise because of the tournament expansion. So if you didn't know, it is going from 32 teams to 48 teams, with the number of games growing from 64 to 104. This report also describes it as a global monument of convergence with sport, technology, music, culture, media, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, more teams, more games equals more money for FIFA. Of course, they're going to do this, and then they're going to make more money, and at some point, they're going to win and make more money. So they'll do it again, expand it again, and
so you don't have to qualify. You'll just be like, hey, we're going to start this. It's going to be a 2-month event.
Everybody's in. Let's go.
2-month event.
Yeah, I mean, if FIFA had its way, absolutely.
Whole summer. Nothing goes on. Everyone's on the same schedule, and the whole summer's open to just this one event.
If FIFA had its way, it'd cancel club soccer and just say, all right, let's go. We're going a year of World Cup.
Yeah.
That's it. No one's ever eliminated either, by the way. We're just everybody's gonna play, and then we'll pick the best 2 teams, the one that has Messi and the one that has Ronaldo, and we'll put those 2 together in the final.
They'll still be alive when that happens?
FIFA will find a way. FIFA always finds
They'll still
a
be
way.
playing. They'll be alive, but they'll still be playing.
Yes.
You play against the retired legends against the World Cup winner. Let's see how that goes.
All right, boys, that's gonna wrap us up unless we have anything else for the night. It is hot.
Yes.
In our studio. I am sweating profusely because I'm working so hard. No, because it's really hot in here. That'll do it for the night, though. We'll see you next week. Again, thank you to our partners and sponsors. Thank you to Soccer World. Thank you to Next Level Training. Thank you to Michigan Jaguars. Thank you to Football Doc, Dr. Zachary Edward. Thank you to the Dog and Pony Show Brewing. And thank you to the North American Soccer Expo, NorthAmericanSoccerExpo.com for more information on that awesome event. For that, after that, it's going to wrap us up. We're all done. Cheers.